Hello everyone, I'm Adiola Praise. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about video conferencing etiquette. Communication is one very important act that man has practiced for so long, and the medium by which this simple act is carried out has been improved and developed over the years. We now have various communication technology that has made communication among men easier, faster, and better. Ever since the pandemic rocked the world, these communication technologies have been embraced and appreciated, and the most common ones are virtual meetings. But for so long, men have been trained on how to have effective face to face meetings. But now that technology has taken us on a whole new level, people now lack the skills and etiquette required for an effective video conference. So today, I'll be giving you some tips on how to have an effective video conference. Now, the first tip is adequate preparation. When it comes to video conferencing, preparation actually matters a lot, and both the host and the participants of the meeting have their own roles to play. Now, if you are the host, the first thing you should do is to have a clear agenda of what the meeting will be all about. Maybe you'll be talking about the complaints of your customers, or you'll be trying to pass a brief information about the latest update in the company. You should definitely have a plan or overview of what the meeting will be all about, as this helps your colleagues or other participants in the meeting with their preparation as well. The second thing you should do as a host is to make a list of the members you actually want in the meeting. Just because virtual meeting gives you the opportunity to have over 100 members available for a meeting doesn't mean you should send an invite to 100 members. The disadvantage of this is that it causes a lot of stress and distractions, as you won't be able to have total control or attend to every participant in that meeting. And there's also a high probability that most of them are not even getting the message that you are trying to pass across. Hence, I will advise you as a host to sit down and make a list of the members that actually need this information or should actually be available for the meeting. The next thing you want to do as a host is to assign tasks to other members of the meeting and make them know about this beforehand. I mean, you don't want to be the same person doing the talking, jotting things down, and at the same time answering questions. This will just slow down the pace of the meeting and you'll be wasting a lot of time. Hence, teamwork should be encouraged and tasks should be shared among members. Then you can send the schedule, necessary materials, and invite link of the meeting to every member. Now, as the participants of a video conference, you also have some roles to play to make the meeting as effective as possible. What you want to do is to study the necessary materials, review the agenda for the meeting, and prepare for the tasks allocated to you. You should also ensure to check if your meetings are not clashing, and make sure to send a response to the host of the meeting to confirm if you'll be attending or not, as this could really be of good help to the hosts. The next tip is to prepare your workspace. Now, before the meeting begins, you have to consider your workspace. You have to ensure that you have a proper background, arrange your desks, and make sure that your workspace is well organized. Various video conferencing apps have features that enables you to change your background into any setting you want. But you also have to be very careful with this and make sure that your background is not so distracting. You don't want a background with a television at the back, or a background with you being like looking as if you're in a desert or in a death valley. So you have to make sure that your background is proper and is professional and is not distracting to other participants of the meeting. So for more tips on how to set up your workspace, you should definitely check my previous video. And in that video, I explained the 5 important factors you need to consider when setting up your workspace at home. Trust me, there are a lot of tips I gave in that video that will definitely help you. The next tip is for you to dress properly, as this is the most common issue when it comes to virtual meeting. You have to dress properly. Now, don't think because other people just be seeing you from the waist upwards, then you don't have to wear a skirt or a pant. There might be a situation where you have to stand up, and I'm sure that you don't want any form of embarrassment. Now, when it comes to the type of dress you should wear, you don't want to wear something that is too flashy or something that is too dull. The point is just to keep it professional. The next thing you want to do is to check your gadget if it's fully charged, or at least have a power source nearby, as you don't want to just go off while the meeting is going on. And you also have to check your microphone and your camera before the meeting starts. This is a very important tip. So you also have to ensure that you have a good network or Wi-Fi connection in order to prevent lagging, because it can be really frustrating if the host has to repeat what he or she has said before because you had a bad connection, and it can be so annoying for other participants in the meeting because it's time wasting. Trust me, it's very annoying when you have to wait for just one member for over 30 minutes or 1 hour. You have to be on time, and you don't have to wait till the last minute before you join the meeting. Your connection can disappoint you. Also, if you are the host of the meeting, you have to ensure that you don't keep shifting dates and changing time, because that can be really discouraging for the participants as well. Now, this is really important. After confirming your attendance or introducing yourself, the next thing you want to do is to mute your mic. Trust me, these apps take even the slightest noise, and there might even be cases where you want to cough or sneeze or maybe clear your throat, and it can be distracting or annoying to other participants in the meeting. But if you are the one giving the presentation, or maybe you are trying to ask questions, then you can turn on your mic. But immediately you are done with that, then you should go back to mute your mic. This is really important and necessary when it comes to video conferencing. To maintain a good eye contact in a video conference, you should ensure that you are facing the camera or the webcam directly. That is, the camera should be at eye level. It is really important to maintain good eye contact because it enables other participants to know if you are concentrating or if you are distracted. You shouldn't be scrolling up on your phone or fighting with a pack of sneakers while the meeting is going on. It can be really distracting and annoying to other participants in the meeting. Also, you should ensure that you have the right sitting position. What do I mean by this? A lot of people, some people have like their whole head full the screen, while some people tend to be so far away from the screen. You should try to eliminate all forms of distractions. Now, if you are using your phone for the video call, ensure that all other apps are closed, and if possible, try to block calls from coming in because they can disrupt your connection. And if you are using your computer or your web browser, ensure that all other software are closed and your other tabs are closed. Now, when it comes to video conferencing, ensure that while the meeting is going on, you are not scrolling on your social media page or reading messages online, because that can be really disrespectful. Make sure that you are fully concentrated on what is going on. After the meeting, you can do anything you want. As a host, you should tell other members of the meeting when questions will be allowed in order to prevent interruption while the meeting is going on. You can tell them, or you can decide to take questions after the meeting, or you can tell them to raise their hands up if they have any questions or suggestions. This would help prevent everyone from just talking over each other, and at the end of the day, nothing is gotten from the meeting. So, to keep the meeting in order, wait till you are allowed to talk. I know that it can be hard to feel professional while you are in your room or at a kitchen desk, but at least keep a good posture, stay attentive, and act as if you were in a face to face meeting with your boss or your colleague, because it really helps in keeping a video conference as effective as possible. Now, I'm sure you are aware of the flaws you've been making when it comes to video conferencing. So, when next you have a virtual meeting, ensure to put these tips in place. Also, you can share this video with your colleagues or your business partners so that they can also be aware of their flaws, and your meeting can be as effective as you want it to be. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.